In October 1989, 43 women around the world gave birth. None of these women had been pregnant when the day first began.
How much do you want for it?
I have adopted 6 children, gifted with abilities far beyond the ordinary. I give you the Umbrella Academy.
Greetings, my movie geeks, and welcome to episode 27 of the MAaD Movie Podcast, or MAaD Movie Pod, the official movie podcast of worldgeeklynews.com. I'm Nate, the Ultimate Movie Geek, and I'm joined once more by the co-host who boasts he knows the most, Craig Stick of the Dump Lambert.
How long did it take you to write that last night?
I had to do it.
Oh,
it was
Jesus.
so funny. First off,
It's more like an empty bloody nest, my knowledge, Christ.
it's better than mine.
More cuckoo than anything else.
That is movie Mike. First off, if you want to message the show, you can contact us via our email at maadmoviepod@gmail.com and on our Facebook page at The Ultimate Movie Geek. And finally, on our Twitter account at MAaD Movie Pod. Yes, I did one.
I'm actually going to have to join Twitter now. I've never done it.
Well,
I'm trying to avoid it.
Well, you're going to be in charge of it, so.
Am I?
Yeah.
Right, well, I've got to have something I'm responsible for. What are you saying?
How are you? You alright?
Yeah, not bad. It's a Sunday morning. It's 10 o'clock, 3rd of March. Time check, just so everybody knows what it is.
Yeah.
I had a quiet night last night. I've showed you my new toy, which is a pair of wireless earphones.
Lovely. He's watching Rogue One while I was waiting for me to turn up.
Yeah, ironing as well. You know, it's a life of a rock star in this house.
I'm always ironing with you.
Yeah, it's my guilty pleasure. I can sit and watch TV, and with the new earphones, I can listen as loud as I want without disturbing the rest of the family.
I think you should keep them. You want to keep them, don't you?
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
I probably will.
It's good. They were nice. They were a lot better than mine. All right. Well, last week we did a Oscars sort of Oscars talk,
Yeah.
didn't we? It wasn't great, but we seem to have guessed the winners.
Yeah, the one I missed was Glenn Close. I really did think she was going to get it. I didn't think she was the best actress in it, but I thought she was going to get it because it was her 7th nomination.
Yeah. You thought it was just going to be.
It's like DiCaprio, wasn't it? He got it for.
Yeah, he got it for the wrong one, didn't he? Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, everyone says he got it for the wrong one. I think I got Best Actress, right?
Yeah.
Olivia Colman and
Green Book.
Remy Malek,
Mm-hmm.
you said. I just jumped on your bandwagon.
Yeah. But I didn't think Green Book would get it, to be honest.
No, I didn't, and there was a lot of backlash because of it.
Yeah.
Because
My favourite quote was, "It was just driving Miss Daisy." We swapped the drivers around.
it was the guy, the guy's family, the music guy, Don Shirley. His family weren't.
Yeah, they claimed it was none of it was real.
Yeah,
It was all
that's
just made
right.
up.
It's all from the family of the driver. I can't think of his name. Tony Lip. His family's involvement in the film, so it's very, very white.
Yeah.
And it seems to have won the Oscar.
I mean, it was a buddy movie. It was another buddy movie
Yeah.
where they're trying to get things with a bit of racism in, but they didn't want to go full racism with Black Klansman, did they?
No.
Which was a far superior movie.
Yeah. You've also got off the back of the Oscars. We're in news now, by the way. And this story interested me. Steven Spielberg wants to change the rules for Netflix movies being putting their films forward for Oscars. But when you read into it, and I looked at an article, when you read into it, it's not just going to affect the Oscars. It's going to affect all films and how they're
Rated.
Yeah, well, it's going to cut off films around Christmas. So
Yeah.
you're going to have to release them. What he's proposing is you only have to, well, no, at the moment, Oscars films only have to play a 3 week, up to 1 week, I think, up to 1 week in Los Angeles to be
considered
for Oscars. Thank you. Fill in the words that I can't say.
It's a film. It's 3 words.
Yeah, 3 words. Yeah,
That was Shireen's for the radio.
I read it last night. It's just not coming off softly. But he wants to change it. He's going to propose a change where you've got to. Where's it at? You've got to have it on longer.
Yeah.
So
full release.
And like even Roma, the Netflix movie, was in cinemas for 3 weeks before it hit Netflix. And that's kind of what he's going after.
Yeah.
He thinks that it should stay in his, which is good for the cinemas because I understand that.
You try to keep the picture house.
Yeah, and I prefer to go to the cinema than watch it at home.
Even though you've got 65-inch 4K.
Yeah. I know it's a lot easier for people to stay at home and watch films, but I prefer to go to the cinema. I like the atmosphere of the cinema.
The cinema is like you get away. It's almost like and it's not, you take yourself out of normal circumstance. You're embedding yourself in the story. Because you do it at home, you've got a dog, you've got a wife, you've got a kid who all want your attention.
Yeah.
You feel like when we go to the pictures, we rarely talk. I mean, that's the best part about it.
I sit 2 seats away from you.
Yeah. and I just sit there munching bloody jelly snakes. But the fact is that we're on our own little world.
Yeah.
It's in black. Morning, Liam.
Morning.
Part of this. When we talk about the Umbrella Academy, Liam, the 17-year-old with the bad haircut, who's just walked in, you like it, don't you? He did. He really enjoyed it. I explained to him that I watched the whole 10 episodes in one day.
Well,
But,
you're on your own.
He's come in wearing a Batman dressing gown. That's just the way he is. His name is Liam Burns. He's 17. He's got a girlfriend, so sorry you can't find him like that. But anyway, where were we? The cinema. I love the cinema. I remember I told you the first film I ever went to see was Jungle Book. And it was a treat. It was a birthday treat for me. That was my birthday present that year, going to the cinema.
Yeah.
And ever since then, it has always and always has been special.
Well, yeah. My lad had a birthday party at a cinema as well, watching the film. I can't remember what it was. A Spielberg film, actually.
Yeah.
It was BFG.
Well, you remember my birthday?
Yeah.
I had Indiana Jones Raiders of the Lost Ark. I had my own little private cinema.
You got
12 seats.
Got a nice hat to wear, didn't you?
Yeah, and jacket. There are pictures, unfortunately.
So what do you think? Do you reckon that he should change these? Change the rules
if
for it?
that's the rules to be nominated, you can understand why. I mean, Netflix is making a lot of movies. A lot of actors are having jobs now, which is good that way.
Yeah.
But the fact is that we want the cinema experience, we want the immersion.
Yeah.
I mean, they've just released they're releasing that second Dolby cinema with Odeon in Leeds.
Yeah.
And they're trying to make it the ultimate experience, which is what we go to the View, which is bog standard,
very bog
multiplex,
standard.
8 screens, but we still love it.
Yeah.
The fact is that this is going to be like wall to ceiling curved cinema screens with the Dolby Atmos, the works. It does. I mean, I've said before, I've only been to one IMAX film.
Yeah.
And that was the Alien Invasion one, not born on the 4th of July, Independence Day. The second one, Independence Day 2. Yeah. And it made that movie watchable.
Yeah.
That's how good it was.
Have you watched it since?
I tried to. And I got to the end, but it was over like 3 days.
Yeah. Well, I was going to say, actually, we should maybe look into going down to the IMAX for...
IMAX for Avengers. I think that'd be
Endgame, yeah.
Yeah. Is the one in Manchester still on? Because it's the Printworks in Manchester. That's when I went to.
Right.
So that was superb. I don't know. I know it was the Odeon sold it. I don't know if they sold it still ongoing as an IMAX. So we'll have to look into.
We'll have to look into it.
Mm-hmm.
We can do that after, maybe later today. Because I won't mind. I've never been to an IMAX.
Have you not?
No.
Oh, it's so much better. It's wonderful. It's the best experience that I'm sticking a knife in and twisting.
Yeah, you are. They released the Endgame trailer, side-by-side comparison with the IMAX trailer.
Yeah.
And there's like more screen.
Oh, there is.
You can see more more of the ship that Iron Man's on.
Yeah, the thing is as well, when you go in the IMAX, you've got the premium seats, and you have to have the premium seats, right? And honestly, there's like a railing that you hold on to because you feel as if you're almost falling into it when you're watching it. It is amazing. But my lovely partner Tracy, she's the one who bought me it for my birthday, and it was I've So good.
See you again. So for your birthday.
That was a
cinema
birthday
trip.
present, yeah.
So
And it was the upgraded best cinema trip ever.
well, there you go. So yeah, I suppose it's just a way of stopping films getting qualified. Hang on, we're going to have a slight break. I'm just going to pause it. It's
Netflix.
and we're back.
Yeah, well, we're talking. You were saying about the Netflix. Have you seen the new Netflix movies coming out at the moment?
No.
They're doing a Motley Crue biopic. I think that's because of the success of the Queen one.
Maybe.
Name one Motley Crue song. Girls, Girls, Girls. Probably the only one that MD will know. Then in the video that Tommy made, what is it, Tommy? The drummer with Pamela, the one they're famous for. I'm sure
I can drive this boat.
Yeah, it's.
I've not seen it.
It's a famous quote, isn't it? I mean, it's something you may not have seen it, but it's a famous quote that people talk about.
Yes.
That's your excuse you sticking to it.
Yeah, that's me sticking to it.
Yeah.
No, I haven't seen much, but I reckon they're going to try and go. It is a change, isn't it? Netflix.
Yeah.
Overall, it is going to change.
But
the way
you can see how it's affecting. It's got the DC worlds coming out, the Paramount world. Everything has to have a universe.
Yeah.
Netflix. I mean, I know that the new Disney one with all Disney movies,
Disney
and new
Plus.
Disney programs.
I've got something about that. Anyway.
It's going to be cheaper than Netflix.
Is it?
Yeah, they're looking around at $6.99 mark. But it's what your other one is. It's your plus one, isn't it? You have to have Netflix, then your plus one. I remember the old Austin Powers joke. If you see one movie this year, make sure you see Star Wars. If you see another movie, make sure you see Austin Powers. So it was a plus one as an advert. So the fact is, Netflix we have. I pay for Amazon Prime. That's my plus one.
Yeah.
It's a case of what are people going to live up to. We don't have Sky Movies. Do you have Sky Movies?
We do have Sky Movies.
You have Sky Movies. I don't have Sky Movies because.
But it's because she's had Sky for over 15 years, and we get the full package for like cheaper than we would usually.
Yeah.
You know how it creeps up over 100 every now and then. You complain and bring it back down.
Yeah.
That's how we do it.
Let's come back down. Are you making a cup of tea for your mother now? I think you should make a cup of tea for your mother. I think that would be the nice thing to do. Because you're a caring son. And it's only 4 weeks till Mother's Day. 4 weeks today.
I haven't even had money now. So.
Have you not? You worked at McDonald's?
No, that's not me.
Bloody hell. Yeah. Sons nowadays not looking after their mother. You can tell I'm 50 this year, can't you?
All right, well...
We'll go back to actually talking about the podcast after the people who walk in the kitchen.
It's like a sitcom, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like who comes in next?
Come in as Kramer next time. We'll shut the door.
Yeah. Come in as Batman. Just go and say, I'm Batman, as you come in. See ya.
Yeah, you were talking about Disney Plus.
Yeah.
The New Mutants.
Yeah.
The last X-Men film for Fox has a release date of 2nd of August, and they've had scheduled reshoots for a while, but they haven't been done yet. So they're thinking that it's just going to be
it just looks
handed over. Yeah.
It really does look bad. Are they trying to ruin it before they give it to Disney? Or are they trying to make it so bad that we're grateful that Disney took over and done it properly?
I don't think I just think they're not going to do anything with it. They could have made a bit of money before they because people are going to see it, because it looks, a horror film, X-Men film, looks quite interesting. But I don't think they're willing to spend the money now, because they know that it's just going to go to Disney.
Yeah, but is it because it's a horror movie and don't think it'll make as much money?
Maybe, yeah, because they don't, do they?
It's the only one that made the money, wasn't it?
Yeah. That's they've got a bit of news on that as well. Well, I say news. It's more of it's got the most. They've used the most blood for a scene, or something like that.
Is it River of Blood or something like that?
I don't know. It's going to have to be a mix of, say, Stanley Kubrick's Shining.
Yeah, or even the remake when we watched the Steven Spielberg one. When it was when we were watching the bit we went into the Shining Hotel. Yeah, and
yeah. Well, that's it. If it is, it has to be real blood. It can't be.
Is it? What real blood?
Well, not real blood. Well, yeah, they're going to have to line up a lot of extras and just take a gallon from there.
This is what you have to sign up for.
Yeah.
Did they have to do that in Twilight?
Twilight, I've never seen him.
You're so lucky. Twiglet.
What do you reckon then? I don't get that reference.
Twiglet?
Twiglet? No.
Twiglet is the way. It's actually the way. Do you never watch May on Commode? I listened to him the podcast.
Yeah.
He always called it Twiglet. That's what he called it. He said Twiglet was actually a better first 3 episodes than Star Wars, as a triumvirate, and I just went, well, each to their own.
Yeah, very, very much so. Do you reckon it will get released August, or do you reckon it's not? It's going to go over to Disney?
I don't know. I really don't know. I mean, I'm actually looking forward to it because it looks like a fairly decent horror movie. I mean, now that I'm getting to that age that we mentioned earlier, I'm actually learning that I don't get scared and cry and stay awake all night.
You've hardened, yeah.
Well, I wouldn't say I've hardened. I'm still soft as I'm trying not to swear again, but it's. I think it was actually watching The Walking Dead.
Yeah.
Immuned me to horror movies practically.
Because the first few series of The Walking Dead, you're like, oh, there's going to be a scary bit. There's going to be a scary bit. No scary bit.
Mm-hmm.
And then you get immune to it because nothing happens in that show.
But it's not the zombies. It's the humans that are the things you're scared of.
Yeah.
That's the thing. But I mean, I remember watching. Have you ever seen Return of the Living Dead?
Oh, years ago.
The original one was the 6 kids woke up going through the cemetery.
Yeah.
I remember watching it when they were trying to kill the zombie in the in the warehouse.
Yeah.
And it takes a pick to his head. And I remember laughing but crying that I was that scared. And I was trying to work out how do I kill a zombie if you can't kill it. And I remember my dad saying that when he first watched Dracula, the one with Peter Cushing and Christopher Lee, he ran home from the cinema because he was scared. And that's in the 60s sort of thing. Yeah, Chris, the one with the candlesticks, we drove back into the sunlight. And it's the way you raise it. Cinema's part of our youth and how we've grown up.
Yeah.
And whereas nowadays more people are being almost told to stay at home, watch your sport at home, drink at home, watch your cinema at home. Your TVs are now becoming such great, big, huge monsters. The electronic nanny, and keeping people, if you're not outside, you're not committing crimes.
That's true. Or living.
Yeah. That's the first rant of the day.
Yeah. Well, it all kind of links together, doesn't it, with the Steven Spielberg stuff?
Yeah.
A couple of films getting sequels. Quiet Place. John Krasinski's back to direct. You enjoyed that one, I'm sure. Edge of Tomorrow is getting a sequel.
Is that the one? Yeah,
Tom Cruise.
Tom Cruise, yeah.
Live, Die, Repeat.
Yeah.
That one. So I enjoyed that.
I love that movie.
I thought it was really good. I don't think it made much money, but they're getting a sequel anyway.
But Emily Blunt, I thought was brilliant.
Yeah, she was great. That's two Emily Blunt films. I've just realised.
Yeah. And she was the. She was pregnant. She was pregnant in that movie.
Yeah.
The one about the Live, Die, Repeat.
Right.
Tomorrow.
All right. I don't know that.
And he suddenly went halfway through. He said, "Well, I can't do this anymore." Why not? I'll put you up. He said, "No, I can't." And he suddenly realised, "Oh, sugar!" That's when she had the baby.
And another film that's getting a sequel that you'll absolutely love, The Greatest Showman.
Oh. If you'd said something like Devil Wears Prada, maybe, or like...
that was an Emily Blunt film as well, wasn't it?
That's what I was trying to think of Mary Poppins. You were trying to think of another Emily Blunt film that she's in.
Oh, dear. Yes.
If you like that sort of thing, then you like that sort of thing. The opening sequence is fabulous.
Yeah.
But
it didn't make its money on its first outing, did it, though? Well, it was afterwards.
It was a great multiplier, wasn't it? It didn't make, it's like in the American box office, something 10 times its opening week.
Yeah.
It just stayed. It's a bit like Jumanji.
Well, they released it with the lyrics, didn't it? Yeah. So that's how they made the money on that. So it shouldn't have been as popular as it was, should it?
Well, why not? Why not? It's if you think about it, I actually like going to musicals, right? I do like going to musicals. The missus loves it. I like going to musicals. I won't go and see The Greatest Showman, but I would go and see something like Wicked. or I have been to see Grease a couple of times. I've been to see the Queen one. I actually went to see the Walney Kids do it, and it was superb. It was absolutely superb. My daughter was working behind the scenes. Actually, she was working on the lights, and that's why I went to see it. That's why I knew about it. But Tracy's cousin Catherine, she's in part of the Abbey musical, the group, and I mean, she was on The Voice last week. Her mate was doing the singing, but she was like one of the friends.
Right.
And I mean, she's a wonderful singer, wonderful singer, and we always go and visit whatever she's doing at the time. So my missus loves musicals. I take them or leave them, but there's some I really like. Yeah, like Frankenfurter, Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Well, that's it. It's like my wife. She says she hates musicals, but you could probably list the musicals on both her hands. How many she likes. Yeah. So I think that the ratio shifts to her actually liking musicals.
Well, I like. Is it musicals? Or like, would you say, like Bohemian Rhapsody is a musical? Because there's musical all the way through it.
Yeah, there is musical all the way through.
The worst one would be Sweeney Todd. Sweeney Todd with Johnny Depp was awful. Not just because he couldn't sing, but it was just the fact that I hate those musicals. We have to sing the bits in between. Yeah. We don't talk.
Oh, that was full. Yeah, it was, wasn't it?
Just sing. Yeah. And you end up feeling like you should be in sing by the time you finished.
I don't know. Define a musical then. I don't think you can class Bohemian Rhapsody as.
Right. But
I think it's
class, say, Grease a musical?
Yeah, because everyone sings. Yeah. I mean, like, it's... I think you've got to say that a musical is a choreographed ensemble, yes. Who then, if one person starts singing, everyone joins in, and there's like a choreograph. Yeah, so that's a musical to me.
Yeah, no, I don't. It's a good definition of what a musical is. I've learned something new today.
From Buffy, the Buffy episode, where they were trapped in a music. Well, everything had become musical, but it's because the singing just started, and then everyone knew what to do, and even like they hung a lantern on it, and they were like saying, "I don't know why I'm doing this," or something like that.
I mean, I remember that the first ones that Moonlight, they're the first ones to do that sort of thing, weren't they, when they did the musicals?
Bruce Willis, when he cared.
What would he have here? So I mean, maybe it's like a Samson thing. He cared for his hair.
His acting talent was there when he had hair.
Well, I remember which I actually quite liked, the one that was panned, where it was the robber. You know, it was just that one is really panned for, when he was getting too big for his boots, and it was almost like Leonardo da Vinci, and he was singing, and as he went through the parts that he was breaking into somewhere.
Oh, I can't remember.
Oh, well, that is from the 80s. I'll look for it now.
What, Bruce Willis?
Yeah.
I can't remember.
It was one. He was a real. Let's see.
He was a bad guy.
No, he was a hero because he was always a hero in those days. He's in
Hudson Hawk.
Hudson Hawk. See?
Thank you. Who needs the internet when you have my brain?
You've got a brain today.
It's just coffee. It's filling me right up.
It's good coffee. I do like my coffee. That's another thing. How many people go to coffee shops nowadays?
Well, we've got a drive-through coffee shop.
Yeah, we're getting a drive-through break, so it's going to be a...
You're kidding.
Well, the Frankie and Benny's was meant to be something like a drive. I don't know if it still is, but that was what the plan was.
Oh, I enjoyed Frankie and Benny's, and then they closed it down.
It was rubbish.
It was rubbish, but I had an affinity for it. I used to work there down in Chester.
Oh, right. Is that because it's... Did you live in Chester? I used to live in Chester.
I know, that's why I was asking about the bingo hall you're at.
Yeah, the huge bingo hall. No, but it's too far away from KFC and McDonald's and to get to the cinema. Or Pizza Hut.
Oh, no.
Pizza Hut. See, the Frankie and Benny's in Blackpool is right next door.
Yeah.
So you could go there and then...
Oh, no, I agree. The one I worked at in Chester was across the road from the cinema. And it was on the same industrial park. Industrial park? Retail park, sorry. Industrial park.
It was an industrial estate first, probably.
Yeah. Well, it was so close, and we had a list of the big films coming out each week, so we knew which times we'd be busy.
Yeah.
It was really, really good.
I remember when we worked in Belper, the films would come downstairs because my opening door. I worked in the Bengal Hall underneath, and we'd get the films. So we'd know what was coming the week after because we actually had them. I was like, how can I play it? How can I play it? But you needed the proper thing upstairs.
Oh, yeah. No, you know what? It was a really good job. I really enjoyed that job.
Because the Odeon in, I said this before, the Odeon in Chester is the only time I've been in a cinema on my own.
Is that the one in
It was
the
the old Odeon in the town centre.
just after the walls?
Yeah.
Shut down now.
I know. Well, I thought it would be. I mean, we're talking. My daughter's 27, so it's 29 years ago.
I saw The Return of the King there.
I watched Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, and I was the only person in the cinema because we were in Odeon and Top Rank. We worked at the time. We were both at Rank. You didn't have to pay for the cinema.
Right.
So every week on my day off, I went and watched the movie, at least one movie.
See? Brilliant.
All you had to do was phone up and say, I'm coming. Yeah, fine, no problem, just come on in.
My mate, he did the ticket stubs there, and he was at university at the same time. I wish I'd have got a job there.
Yeah, better than Frankie and Benny.
Better than Frankie and Benny's. Yeah. No, the tips were great at Frankie and Benny's. Right, so Discovery. Star Trek Discovery. You enjoying it still?
Yeah, still loving it.
I am. It's past the supposed
point of no return.
Point of no return, and I'm still enjoying it. It's more Star Trek. I was going to say Star Wars then for some reason.
Oh, you'll get excommunicated.
I know. It's more Star Trek than
Star Trek.
anything now, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's back on it. It's.
Well,
yes.
Have you watched the one from Friday?
No. I'm the one where Saru went to his home planet. I've just finished that one.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
But you're now wondering who the humanoid is.
Yeah. Because it's a suit, isn't it? Yeah.
And so you're looking at the shape, and I'm thinking, you try to work out if it's male or female.
I think it looks female.
So do I. That's the thing, I think it's female as well. Now, then from there, where do you go next? Do you go Burnham? Do you go Emperor? Do you go even which call the redhead? Tilly. Sorry, Tilly. But will it be one of those three? It will be another one. We haven't seen the actual female engineer since the first couple of episodes. That comedian, one who helped out, the one who was on the red ship in the first place, who was saving all the ones on the hospital ship.
No, we haven't. Yeah. Oh, she
disappeared for 3 episodes. And then Human Spot comes in.
Oh no! What do you reckon? Do you reckon it's going to be like a Bad Wolf situation where because it's they decided that it's time travel as well?
Yeah. Oh, so, they had to. I mean, I think Star Trek does time travel better than anyone. I mean, the Star Trek 4. That's one of my favourites. When we go back to the whales. The First Contact, I think, is starting to overtake as my favourite Star Trek movie.
Really?
Although I have again been watching Wrath of Khan, the director's cut, and last week on the horror channel I watched the original one where Khan came in, because I recorded it and watched it, and I was watching it, I was thinking, but I don't want to spoil it for you. It doesn't matter.
Is this the episode?
This episode coming. This episode coming, right? There is a huge. You have to watch it this week. You have to see the Star Trek. You watch it today, you'll know what I'm talking about as soon as they mention it, right? As soon as they mention it.
Oh no, I've seen it. I know what it is. It's to do with the original pilot. Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah. I've seen it. Bloody Facebook. They don't hide anything really in there.
Numpty.
It wasn't my fault. I was just scrolling and there it was.
Yeah.
But
So can I mention it? Am I allowed to mention it?
Alice 4.
Alice 4.
Yeah. Well, that's perfect, isn't it? Because they've got Pike.
Yeah, they've got Pike, and he goes there first and meets to get the green girl. The girl with it. So, but we meet those people there. Is it going to be them? Because they've got the power of illusion and all that, and they lock the planet away.
Yeah.
But
that was my favourite.
Episode?
Because they reused it. The pilot wasn't. They didn't want it.
Yeah.
It had negative feedback.
Number one being the female, and also the fact that Spock was,
a bit more had a bit more
like
emotion,
now, a bit more angry.
He it makes sense. They seem to be writing him properly or back to how he was. But what I mean is, it was never aired And then, because I did a whole research on this, and it was a video for a few years ago now, for the 50th, and then it's like 54 years now, Star Trek. But it's, and then they made the Birdcage episode with Kirk, where they just reused the footage, and it's genius from like a TV production point of view.
Use and use, and it also got those people. We can see some of the history. It's the backstory, isn't it? And what happened from and all these sort of things.
And we know why, and they've changed it so that they know why Kirk became captain, because Pike went back to the planet. I know it changes the story of the original pilot, but it's brilliant. Worth it. Yeah, it is worth it.
So, I couldn't believe when Talos 4 came up. I was like screaming at the TV.
Birdcage was the original. Sorry, it was Menagerie. There was.
I mean, it's like the first introduction of Iron Slave Girls.
Yeah.
And many other things that were introduced in that storyline.
Yeah. It's a great episode. Bring them back though. Don't overuse them though, because they were really good villains.
Well, I mean, I've been watching. I watch on the horror channel. I watched the original Star Trek, the remastered one.
Yeah.
And the thing is, I'm not that geeky that from what he says is the date that I can tell which one it is.
No.
But usually from the planet, the first 10 minutes, you can tell who the baddie's going to be, what they were. The one this week was I saw the woman who had magic powers.
Right. Yeah.
And then she turned out to be a little shrimp. And I explained that to I was in work at the time.
Oh, that was the medieval castle one.
Medieval castle one, which they used twice, didn't they? Because they used it for them, and then they used it for the other guy who had all the power as well. I think they really got bored, didn't they?
Well, no, I think they just. I think it was Doctor Who syndrome, wasn't it? Where they had to. The budget wasn't great, and it just went downhill. Like you mentioned before about Star Trek having the best time travel stories, like the City of the Edge of Forever, the John Collins episode where Kirk and McCoy and Spock go back to the 30s, I think it is, and this woman, everything hinges on this woman, that she has to die, or else the Nazis win, and everything. It's brilliant.
Like the Doctor Who episode we just saw, the first one, back in the Black Racism one, where they made a I mean, it's that obviously someone's been reading that as well.
Yeah, but. You see, in it, it's just everything gets repeated. But that's one of my favourite.
Yeah, I mean, it's like I was watching there was gangsters.
Yeah,
there were these cowboys. I mean, it's just. I think did they spend any time in space? It's just they're smiling, laughing,
exploring new worlds.
Yeah,
that's what it's about.
Yeah, and the Klingons without the ridges on the head.
Well, they've the backstory, haven't they?
Yeah.
So so. They did that in Enterprise. They got rid of the ridges. What are they going to try and say that this guy in Discovery is also one of them because he's a Klingon?
He's part Klingon, but that's what they did almost to make him look more human.
Yeah. Interesting. My original point
3 hours ago,
was that we haven't spoken about the Jean-Luc-Picard Star Trek series that's coming.
I don't know about it.
No, I don't. I was hoping you did.
No, I haven't looked into it because I know I thought it was coming back, but I thought it was just as a guest role.
No, it's his. I want to know who's coming back.
One? Is it going to be a young Jean-Luc Picard?
No, as now. So however many years have passed.
So like when it was at the end, when he did the 3 parts and the 3 was that long.
Well, that's it. It's probably around that time now, isn't it? Mm-hmm. So it could be. But
what happens after?
They've got a director, Hanelle Culpepper. She's going to direct the series, and she's from Star Trek Discovery. So there's going to be a crossover.
I mean, the way they've done Star Trek Discovery, they've got good.
Yeah. They seem to know what they're doing, don't they?
Yeah, but it's fans making them. But it's not just fans making fan movies. It's skilled people who happen to be Star Trek fans.
Yeah.
I mean, I saw someone doing a Lion King sort of thing and lifting his own kid up to try and be a live action. He says, "Oh look, I'm doing Lion King." He was actually being the monkey. He didn't even realise that he wasn't being lion. He wasn't being.
I knew who I was doing.
Yeah.
You saw my friend. I'll post it on the feed later.
The first of many. I'm
First,
sure.
yeah. Well, that's it. Isn't it? We're now on there. I'll see if we can both do it, so then you can post onto it as well.
Well, I mean, the stuff I wouldn't mind, because to be honest, when I see stuff, I usually just text you about it anyway, don't I?
Just put it on there.
Instagram it.
Yeah. Well, we've got no followers at the moment, so we're not following anyone either. So it's just our little world.
We don't care. We hate to more than mail.
They wish they were us.
We're the younger version. Well, you are.
All right. Well, let's move on from the news, because I think that's everything that
the news is we've got tickets for Thursday.
I've actually got that written here. I have that written here. It's underneath here, but Captain Marvel, we have midnight showing tickets.
Oh, Christ. I don't how old are you?
You know what?
8, and I want to stay 8.
It's one of those moments where I was like, because I get emails from View saying when films are on, and I've been checking every so often the showings for Captain Marvel, and there's been nothing for midnight until that day.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm going to be watching a film at midnight. Is that all right? And she sort of looked at me, and I was like,
Did you do that?
Yes.
That's what I get.
Yes, there was a sign. Yeah. So it's booked, and we're going, and it's this Thursday.
What's annoying is I bought my daughter a new phone this week, because I was 3 days out of date. I didn't get the card for the year. I should have bought it 3 days ago. Oh well, we'll have to spend a $5 then.
The good thing is, though, seeing Captain Marvel, is that we can meet up, say, half an hour, 45 minutes earlier.
Yeah.
Record the first bit of the podcast.
Yeah.
And then we can record the second bit of the podcast afterwards.
Half full of the ball, and we're still sitting outside the cinema and people looking at us.
That has happened once before, where we've seen the cinema staff leave.
Yeah.
We're still there.
I think we're going to rob the place or something.
Yeah, I'd rob that place. It's cool. So Captain Marvel, this Friday or Thursday. Midnight Thursday. We'll just say that. Okay. So, have you been watching anything recently?
Well, we discovered the Umbrella Academy.
Well, we're going to move on to that in a bit, so we'll skip that.
I've also watched Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, which I loved. With those earphones as well. I actually downloaded the soundtrack straight away.
My son did, yeah.
I listened to the music. I've been watching Doom Patrol.
Oh, yeah. Whatever. My DVD player's not working.
It is like... I don't know if you've seen it. I've told you about the donkey's bottom, haven't I?
No.
Right. I don't know if you've seen the trailer. Nobody is the baddie in the thing, right? And he basically has a donkey which pumps to want a bit of pump. The pump is a green noxious gas which turns into a message, which then turns into a vortex which swallows the whole town, all the people in it, and the doctor who's in the wheelchair.
Right.
And Crazy Jane is a new character. I don't know if you've seen
I've seen the pictures,
from the trailer. She jumps in to try and save him.
Right.
And then they find out that the donkey is a key, and it's into another dimension. And so the female who turns into the blob gets poured in to the donkey's mouth, and then they all get sucked through as well. And then that's how they get into the next. I'm telling you, this is part 2. Cyborg's in this by now.
Right.
This is episode 2, and I'm just going, it's a bit like the Magic Roundabout with superheroes. It really is, or Mr. Ben, because you walk through the door and it's give me the magic torch. He's probably a better one. Guys, kids of the 70s, that sucks. One for the kids again.
Even me.
It is out there, but it is superb.
Well, I'll get onto it if I can get me DVD player.
I've got a USB here.
Oh well, maybe later then. I enjoyed Titans.
Yeah,
I think we've discussed that. I enjoyed the last end. I was like, oh, somewhere in Metropolis.
My mate said, is it Flashpoint rather than Flashpoint where the Superman is being kept in in a red room. I said, how can it be?
No,
because they've got a Superman in that world already.
Yeah, and they've got T-shirts and stuff.
So you can't be that. I said it's got to be
Superboy.
They're bringing through all of the sidekicks.
Yes.
So, and that's why we've got Crypto as well.
Yeah.
And Crypto's a huge Crypto, the Superboy.
That's
I think.
Cool, yeah. Well, as soon as we saw the dog, I was like, especially in the green bars.
Yeah. But it depends. I mean, how are they going to do it? Is that too gimmicky too far?
What?
I mean, has Superman got it?
No, because he doesn't.
Superman had a real attitude problem.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
Because he wants to. I'm going from what you said before, because I've seen episodes of Young Justice.
Yeah.
And he wants to get to know Superman, but Superman don't want anything to do with him.
It depends is it because he's got some of Lex Luthor's DNA in there as well.
Yeah, maybe.
And that's the bit he doesn't like.
Yeah.
Or is it the fact that he's just like the clone? I mean, could he have a baby with his super sperm rip out the womb of Lois Lane?
Well, he has done it in the comics.
I'm sure people have, thought about it.
They talked about it on Smallville years ago because he went to be trained to be able to control everything.
Jesus. Is that why you put your hand behind your back when you say that behind your head?
It's just hilarious. Yeah, it's stuff that you can't really
discuss at home.
Yeah, comic books, isn't it?
Well, I don't know. Nowadays, I mean, have you seen... Batman Year One, Batman with Yellow Canary. Is it Yellow Canary? They keep the masks on. Yeah, I've got a lot to answer for that one.
I haven't watched anything recently other than.
You've watched Umbrella Academy, you said.
Yeah, we'll move on to that then because that's what the big thing is this week. Yeah,
because there was a I don't know if you saw it. There was a Doom Patrol versus Umbrella Academy that came out, and there were just people comparing both of them because it's basically a dysfunctional family who just happen to have different powers.
Yeah,
I mean, Doom Patrol, everyone says was the original idea for X-Men, and that's where Stan the Man got the idea. But this Umbrella Academy, I've never come across the comic before.
No,
and it was just. But I enjoyed it, but you knew there was something wrong with the guy on the moon. And you just didn't know what it was or how it had come about. But, I mean, to be honest, I thought the Irish guy, it was just like being in Misfits. It was just like watching him in Misfits.
I haven't seen Misfits.
Misfits is another superhero, dysfunctional superhero.
Yeah, I've seen the trailers. They're like yellow jumpsuits or orange
jumpsuits. I mean, I watched the first series and then I just seemed to go off it. 2009 was the Misfits.
Was it? So that's 10 years ago.
Yeah.
You're right. I
still looks on his head.
Yeah. the the creator of the Umbrella Academy is there?
No.
He's the lead singer from My Chemical Romance.
Right, that explains a lot.
Yeah,
so he's not sorry? He's not okay?
He left a job in comic book to pursue the music career. So, multifaceted guy.
Yeah, I mean, it's artistic types. I mean, look at Noel Fielding.
Yeah.
I mean, he can manage. He could probably bake a cake now as well. He's talented. I have been listening, and I was talking about podcasts earlier, but I've actually been listening to the original radio series of the Mighty Bush.
Yeah.
And I'm listening and thinking, how did I like this? Some of it, but then I'm laughing. I'm saying, "Oh, this is why I liked it." You can see that the need polishing, but it was funny.
Yeah, and the one part of the final show. We'll try and do spoiler free for 5 minutes, and then we'll move on to it. But the story. It's fairly straightforward, isn't it?
43 people all born on the same day.
Yeah.
The mother's not pregnant at the beginning of the day.
Yeah.
And if you've seen the first episode, she jumps in the
pool and then has a baby.
And a baby comes out. I mean, the thing is, when you first look at it, you actually think it's a birthing pool in Russia, one of these train things where the people have been, like almost. Because you think, all right, it's going to be super. You think that is a load of people who've been genetically modified by the Russians.
Yeah.
And then she jumps in, just a young kid, kisses the boy, which always gets you pregnant, kids. Don't kiss boys.
That's it, isn't
Especially
it?
if it's one of my daughters. And
I don't have daughters, so
yeah, and she jumps in and she's got a baby. There's blood everywhere.
yeah. It is good. It's a good hook.
Yeah.
In it. But it's funny how, and then this guy, the Hargreaves, is, you don't know who he is until really the last episode. Yeah, and he's this rich,
Billionaire.
and he's traveling the world and he's trying to find these
As many of these as possible.
as many of them as possible. But he stopped what, 6?
He only got 6.
He only got 6.
So
So he tried to get them all.
he tried to get as many as he could. He offered money for ones he could track down.
Yeah.
And they're the ones that said yes.
Right.
So
Yeah, it's so he takes them and he adopts them, buys them, and then takes them to the Umbrella Academy,
and
where
called
he
them number 1, number 2,
Yeah.
number 3, number 4.
completely
number 5,
emotionless,
number 6,
isn't it?
yeah.
It's-
But I mean, was that the age of the size? I mean, was it like a height thing, or was it a...
I don't know, but maybe of when he got them.
Yeah,
So you're the number
you're the
1.
first one.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you try to work
7
out-
of them, weren't there?
There was 7, but he didn't count the other 7 because he thought she didn't have any powers.
No, she didn't. Spoiler free.
So 1 to 6 was the 1 to 6 was the numbers of the team that
Yeah.
were fighting.
Now I don't know if this was because of Netflix or the way they shot it, but I didn't get the full powers, like the power list, until later on in the series.
Mhm.
So what were the powers?
Well,
Number 1.
number 1 he was strong,
Strong,
wasn't he?
right.
Yeah. Number 2 was the knives. He could throw anything that hit.
Yeah, but what-
it was.
Was that all his power? It's just he could hit any time. So he's
Yeah,
sort of
if
like
he throw a knife, he could bend around a corner and control where the knife goes.
right.
Number 3, she had the power to make people do as they were told, the wishes.
Yeah.
Number 4 was the dead guy who talked to the dead.
Was he?
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Or was he the Chinese
No,
guy?
I think you're right.
Monster?
I think you're right. I think and then number 5 was
The kid who could
Yeah.
change time and space. And then number 6 was the Chinese or the Asian gentleman
Yeah.
who turned into a monster who could
That's
kill
it.
and eat people.
yeah. I'm just looking it up now.
And then number 7 is what you call it, is Juno.
Yeah. Do you know? Yeah. Now, I don't really rate her that much,
Yeah.
but in this, the way she acts, it came across quite well.
Yeah.
Because it's
It's
because you can see it.
She's
Yeah,
been acting for all her life.
all
Every
alive,
part.
and now she's found a part that actually
Yeah.
works.
She tries to be kicky and it didn't work. But she does this and it works perfectly.
Yeah, it was good. So we get flashbacks throughout the
Yeah.
series of them as kids, and they are basically a superhero troupe, aren't they? Who go out and do things.
It's like the New Mutants of the young. It's
Yeah.
like kids, but the fact is that these kids have been almost like dragged up,
Yeah,
and you get the best bits and little bits where they're getting a lot of almost human side.
Yeah.
Like I love the bit when they're all dancing because he puts the song on.
yeah.
And
I
and
enjoyed
the
that.
the whole. It was almost like a doll's house, but it's left out, and they're all sat singing in it.
Yeah.
And
I think we're alone now.
Yeah, and they're all. I mean, the dancing bits are actually really good in it. I think
Yeah.
the dancing seems to be really important into the story.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's going to come in later on.
I don't know. I no idea.
I mean, if there's 43 people and there's 6 of them, there's going to be 37 baddies, isn't there?
that's
as
it. Well, yeah, that's what I
That's what
mean.
you're assuming.
There weren't really many bad guys
No.
in this, and you, like I say, you saw them go out as kids doing stuff, but you never really had any idea of who they were
They
fighting.
weren't really fighting superheroes.
No,
or
they were just
supervillains.
Superpowers, maybe.
Yeah, they had superpowers against normal people.
Yeah.
And even the baddie is almost like Civil War.
Yeah.
It's a normal guy. How does a normal guy beat a super being? And the fact is that the guy who is the main baddie, he's just a normal guy, and with a grudge.
Yeah, so there's not really much of that. So I wonder if they're going to bring in. But then again, I suppose we'll get to the end in a bit. But, I don't know where it's going to go from the end, because it's.
Is it the end of the world?
I don't know.
It's everyone dies.
Well, that's it. The threat is that the world is going to come to an end.
I mean, the one thing we've got are the two. Mary J. Blige and the guy from Manhunt.
I didn't realise that until someone said, and I was like,
"Oh, I did."
Oh, it's the voice. Yeah. You can tell.
I did like that part. I mean, the guy was just
Yeah, he was brilliant, wasn't he? Yeah. Yeah, it was really, really good. Them two, they're really entertaining.
With the helmets on, going around shooting everybody up.
Yeah. All right. We'll get into spoilers. Oh, I forgot to mention Pogo. Is that the best TV CGI ape? No, what was he? He was a chimpanzee. It looked good, didn't it?
Mm-hmm.
And CGI has come a long way, especially if it's going to be like that on TV.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't call it TV anymore because Netflix are pushing about what TV is. It's 10 episodes.
It seems to have gone through the whole podcast, hasn't it?
Well, look at Star Trek. Star Trek is 10 so far.
Yeah.
Films.
Yeah.
And it's. I mean, do you think us looking at that now is how kids looked at Star Trek in the 60s? And thought, is this the future with doors that
maybe, yeah.
Swish?
Well, yeah.
Or communicators with your hand and all this? I mean, is this what we're going to see? I mean, that's where mobile phones came from with Star Trek.
Yeah, and yeah. Oh,
I mean, we look at these things now and thinking.
I was well happy when I had a mobile phone that flipped open because it was like that, and even now I get to do that.
Have you seen the new Razr?
No.
Well, the new Razr phone, they've actually got the foldable screen, so when you flick it open, the whole screen, it's like let's say that, so you can bend it over and open it up.
See, back to Star Trek.
Yeah. And it's Motorola. And if you've ever seen, what film was it? It was the first, the one with it in the museum, Native Museum. We went into the pictures, and then it was Motorola. Was the guy who was trying to work out how to use the phone in the first place.
Yeah,
I get 4 bars in 1945.
All right, we'll go into spoilers now. And like you say, the story was these heroes, they've broken up.
Yeah.
At this point, in whatever year it is. Yeah. Is it set now?
It's set now.
It's set now. Because they were born in 1989, weren't they? So they've all got the same birthday. You see them as they are now. That they don't talk to each other. The one thing that's brought them back is the fact that the father, or what's he called? Reginald Hargreaves, the monocle is his code name, has died. So they all have to come back. There's number one is on the moon. Yeah. He's been up there for 4 years, was it?
Because you saw the rubbish that he'd left there, which I thought was hilarious. Just the fact they took the bins out.
Yeah.
I want to see the collection,
man. You've got number two, who is... they've all got code names. I didn't realise that. Yeah. Number one is Space Boy. Number two is the Kraken. Number three is the Rumour. Number four is the Seance.
Yeah, because the Rumour... So number two would be the Asian bloke then? No,
number two is Diego.
Is it? Yeah. Why is he called the Kraken then? Because the Kraken...
Well, that's what I thought, yeah. When I just...
And so, because Space Boy you can get... The Rumour is because that's how she has a power. I heard the rumour that that's how she does a power.
Because he's got enhanced breath-holding abilities and the abilities to curve the trajectory of anything he throws using knives, usually knives. So he can hold his breath for a long time.
See, I thought that would be more the guy who dies, because he holds his breath under the water and he's waterboarded as well. So why the hell is and he sits under the water holding his breath? So how is that the Kraken? I don't know. Unless they've changed the powers about slightly to make the story from the books.
Maybe. One thing that I got from this is that I wouldn't mind going back to the comics to have a look. Going back to the comics like I've read them before. Go to the comics.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, and the Rumour, or
she was number three.
Number three, she is an actress.
Yeah, because she's told people that she wants to be an actress, and that's how she got the
and she's got a kid, and the kid is with the father because
she was using a power
on the kid. Which, when I saw that, I was like, oh, that would have been so good, wouldn't it? Go to sleep. Yeah. Don't mention the dog, she's quiet.
Yeah,
the boy, number 5.
Yeah, because he was stayed as a boy because of the time travel.
He has the ability to jump through space and time, and he has the best story, I think. He's brilliant, and the actor who plays the kid,
because he's like a 55-year-old man in a 12-year-old body sort of thing.
He comes across like that. Yeah. He's really, really, really good. Yeah, I am better than you.
Yeah, he's got the behind the
Yeah.
the smart
Yeah.
ass. So,
I like the fact that because when I was looking up at this in the comics, it's an alternate universe where JFK hasn't been killed.
Yeah.
And where does number 5 jump from?
Yeah.
Who's
he just shot him.
He doesn't.
He doesn't shoot him. So
He doesn't
that's
shoot
what it
him.
is.
So that's where it's split.
Christ.
I like that.
I still don't know why he still wears a uniform. Yeah, he's been in the stop. I mean, he wants to nick his girlfriend, but he doesn't actually nick any clothes for himself.
Girlfriend? Explain.
Yeah. Well, he's got a tailor's dummy, if you want to call it, or a model you see in the windows. And it's a bit like Wilson from Castaway, but he's basically needs someone to bounce off and talk to, and he's hearing voices from very much like Wilson. It's probably the idea from as well.
Yeah. I like that film.
Uh-huh.
Castaway, great.
Was he? Wilson was up for the best supporting actor, wasn't he? For the
Was he?
No.
Why did I fall for that? God's sake! What? That's too early. Shut up.
Is that coffee worn off?
Yeah, already. So everyone comes back for the funeral of Reginald Hargreaves, the father.
Yeah.
And they come back, and then number 5 has been missing for years.
Mm-hmm. He tries jumping time.
He tries jumping in time, and he disappears. He gets stuck
because it goes part of it explains that you can go back in time because it's a fixed point.
Yeah.
You can't go forward in time because it could go off anywhere. Because there's so many things that could change, like he didn't kill JFK. Yeah. So that splinters off. So the fact is, when you're going back, but if you're going forward, then try to go back, how many other lines are now being created? I mean, if you read those Drenai books that I've told you about, there's a lot of that in there.
Is there?
Well. Yeah.
All right.
Well, it's try to find the paths and all that, so what's going to be the future. It's all the possible futures.
Yeah. So he travels to the future, and then he travels a little bit too far, and the world is on fire, and he's stuck in the future, isn't he? He can't move. He seems to power down every if he uses his power too much, doesn't he? And then
there's something blocking him.
It could be, yeah. Something else,
Mm-hmm.
One of the 43.
Well, we can see. I'm sure we'll find out.
Yeah. So he lives in the future for God knows how many years, because he becomes old, doesn't he?
Yeah.
He's from a kid to old, to 58, was it?
Yeah, 55, 50.
50, yeah, something like that. So, and then someone comes and offers him a job to take out. It's kind of like who Jack from Doctor Who worked for, like the time.
Captain Jack.
Yeah,
the time cop.
Time cops, and they're trying to make sure that time stays on track.
Mm-hmm.
So they're taking out people who could.
Because they used to think time was linear, and then to say,
yeah, what? Go on.
It's
It's a little bit wibbly wobbly, is it? Yeah. So
that's not even a private joke.
No, you'll love it. So he becomes a temporal assassin, so to speak, and then, but he's constantly working to try and find out when the end of the world happens and how he can stop it, which is great because
all his family there. They're the ones.
Yeah, he finds them all, doesn't he?
Is that he immediately thinks that it's there that creates everything?
Yeah.
How does he know? I mean, it could have happened on the other side of the world.
Yeah.
But he's got this fixation that
it's happening.
It's happening there, and they're going to do it.
Yeah. So then he travels back, and he comes back at the same point when everyone's in the house.
Yeah.
And it goes from there.
I think because if you look, because the guy who's time travelled, the seance guy, he throws something into it to show that he can come back through that way. I think because he
comes out with it.
Because he's done time travel himself.
You're not at that point though.
It is.
No, it's not.
Is it
when he because after that he gets kidnapped, doesn't he?
Yeah.
And then we'll get onto them in a minute. And then he finds the suitcase or briefcase and opens it and ends up back in Vietnam. And he spends almost a year in Vietnam and then comes back. And I find it funny that he just stays because he can use it any time. Because he does come back, doesn't he?
But he falls in love.
Yeah, yeah. I like his story arc as well. He's brilliant because every time.
Him, so the thing is, it's, you can see why he's done it.
Yeah.
He takes drugs to hide the screams.
Yeah.
And to stop seeing the people that are there.
Yeah.
And all people sees is the Asian number 5, what the name is, sort of thing, his brother.
Yeah.
He's always like an almost constant companion.
Oh, number 6. There we go. He's called the Horror.
Yeah.
He possesses monsters from other dimensions under his skin.
Oh, so it's more than one.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
And I like the fact that how he's used later on in the episode, in the series.
He's like almost his conscience.
Yeah, it's great. Yeah, but that story arc for the for number 3, number 3, no, number 4. Sorry, it's really complicated. I should have it written down.
It's the Kraken bit I don't get, but now we know he's monster.
Yeah,
that works.
Yeah, I don't know what the Kraken's a sea
The
monster.
Kraken's a sea
Maybe
monster.
because he holds his breath.
Yeah, but I still think it's the answer that holds his breath. You see him in the bath. That's taking waterboard for so long.
Oh, good point. Yeah. Right, we'll move on.
Right, move on.
So number 5 is a temporal assassin, but there are also more temporal assassins in the form of Cha-Cha and Hazel, who are two they're kind of like Men in Black.
Yeah.
And they carry around this suitcase or briefcase, sorry, and that is a time travel briefcase, and they're assassins, and their new job is to kill number 5.
Yeah.
But he's changed. They have a picture of him as an old man.
Yeah, that's what you're doing.
Yeah, and because he's time travelled, sorry, without the briefcase, he's gone back to being a kid.
Yeah, where he was and looked like.
Yeah, but there's the assassins are possibly the best part. Well, no, I keep saying everything's the best part. I think
it's when you go behind the scenes with the assassins as well, and you go to see what the paperwork and bureaucracy and everything else.
They've cut out dental, something like that. It's funny.
But I mean, it's very weird. It's very weird.
Yeah.
What? Because we don't know what is she in charge. Is she overall in charge? The one who's meant to be her handler, who keeps blowing up.
Keeps coming back. I'd say she is.
Is she God? Is she the one who created all the 43 pregnancies in the first place?
No, I think we'll get to that in a minute. But I think it's Hargreaves.
Yeah.
Because of do you remember we find out later on that Hargreaves, the monocle guy, is an alien, and he releases something. Some sort of magic light. It's almost could be into the air, doesn't he? And then he ends up in the past. He's in like the early 900s because he buys the umbrella shop at the beginning of the last episode.
Well,
he must be either a time traveler or an alien, but a far superior alien race.
Or has he got a briefcase? Was he the one who created the briefcases in the first place?
I don't know. Yeah, that's
the Victorian steam briefcase, and he just goes back and forth through time.
Yeah. But I'd say that's where they come from. They come from him to stop the end of the world. I don't know.
But it's why they try to keep him in the end of the world.
I don't know. Sorry. Star Wars. Yeah. I don't know where to go from now.
Yeah, well, I mean, you're enjoying Umbrella Academy, aren't you?
Have you watched it all?
Probably when she's like killing and everybody she's just walking around.
She's a teenager.
Well, she goes total Dark Phoenix, you mean?
That's the point. We haven't gotten to her, have we?
No.
Number 7, the powerless character.
So-called powerless.
Yeah. She's constantly there. She's not ridiculed, is she? She's
ignored.
She's ignored, but that's by him.
But not just him. If you look at it in the pharmaceutical factors, they don't make any decisions with him. They don't include as part of the group. They've ignored. That's one of the things that she feels that she's been ignored all this time.
Yeah.
and rumour has been made to say something to her
Oh
to
yeah,
hide her powers.
yeah.
And she's been taking the medicine to again
To
stop her.
put them down.
To keep her from being curious.
Yeah, she's good. She's called the White Violin.
Mhm.
So she's played by Ellen Page, and it has, like you say, has been told that she's not special, but she's been kept around for some reason. She could have been
that's the thing. That
thrown away,
he's
really.
not thrown her away because he says he needs her to, do the paperwork sort of thing.
Yeah. But the fact that there's a scene where she takes the violin, and he's listening. He's listening to her play, or to her to see
how well she can play.
How happy the violin's made her, and he looks like he does actually care.
I think he does care, but I think it's the worry. It's like Dark Phoenix. I'm not walking into Dark Phoenix season. Because Xavier has hid her power and hid her memories.
Yeah.
The same's been done to her. Because she's too powerful, she could bring about the end of the world.
Yeah.
Is she the one that brings? Is that where it's left? That where she is going to be the one that kills everyone and everything?
So.
Has she got the power to do it? They say she has. If she went out and just decided to blow up a nuclear.
I like what her power is, though. She can take all sound and it sort of builds up like a battery, and then she releases it.
Yeah.
But
it's emotion and sound, isn't it?
Yeah.
Both.
Yeah.
It combines them.
Yeah.
So if she's happy, it's happy feelings that come out. If
If
it's annoyance, if it's anger that comes out as well. So it's a combination of her emotions and her.
There was halfway through when we were starting to learn about her powers that I was starting to think it's actually a little bit. It is just Dark Phoenix.
Yeah.
The way they're doing.
They do it. I mean, it's the X-Men as well,
Yeah.
but it's the X-Men and Dark Phoenix. We always instead of dying in Monaco, we just needed to have a wheelchair. But I mean, how many different mutants, or how do you tell different things, stories about the same sort of thing? I mean, that guy who's from My Chemical Romance probably read those comics and thought, well, you know what, this is how I'd do it, or this is what I do. But you're always influenced by what. I mean, if I did a book, I've always thought about it. What would I write about? I'd write, someone with an axe going around killing people, but he's really a hero. How many people has he killed? Oh, about 3,000. But he's a hero. Why? Because he only kills bad people. So 3,000 people. Druce, I was thinking more along those. 3,000 people's killed. Well, who was? Well, he wanted to this. It's like the famous Austin Powers one. It's birthday. It's Ted's birthday. He's got having these 5 kids he's got to look after. Where is it? Oh, he's been killed. He's been thrown in a lava.
No one ever thinks about the
henchman. Yeah. The poor henchman have just died. So I watched it in one day. I started at 6. I finished at 10, stopping for lunch. Lunch, dog walks, and toilets. That was it.
We watched over. I think we started on the weekend and we finished it on the Wednesday. Mm-hmm. So it's one of the fastest ones we've watched.
Yeah.
So, and she enjoyed it, which I was surprised about.
Well, Emily's watched it. Your sister. Yeah, her sister started watching it as well, and she's 21, and her idea of a superhero is someone who brings her a cup of tea and a coffee. It's not someone
she's a superhero then.
Yeah, no, that's his sister I'm talking about. She's not interested in Batman, Superman, but she's been watching it as well. Yeah. And that's talked the missus into watch it, who has watched things with like Spider-Man, the Spider-Verse. Yeah. Make her watch it.
All right.
How come there's more than one Peter Parker? How come he's got blonde hair?
Yeah. Because people like to concentrate on the people that are known.
Yeah.
And Spider-Man is the biggest superhero.
Yeah.
To sell toys.
I said this again. Did you ever watch did you ever read any of the crossovers? Marvel versus DC? When all the superheroes are against each other?
I know of some.
So like Superman fought the Hulk. Thor fought Storm fought Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
And it was voted for by the American public of who would win. So Spider-Man fought Superboy.
Right.
Who do you think would win?
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man won.
Yeah.
He put him into an electric shock, a generator, and electrocuted him. But I mean, it was just ones like I don't think Storm could beat Wonder Woman personally.
No, I wouldn't.
No, I know that Thor beat Shazam, which I agree with, but it was just it's you counteract against each other. It's like Batman versus Captain America. Who would win that?
Oh, Batman.
Yeah, but I mean these are the sort of things that. But it's a great. I mean that's
It should be Batman versus Iron Man, really.
Because of the cleverness.
Yeah, because they're pretty much the same. Well, they're not the same, but they're similar sort of characters, aren't they?
Well,
Billionaires who
one's an Iron and one's not. Would it be Cyborg versus Iron Man? I still think Iron Man would win.
Yeah.
If you talk about Justice, you're talking Justice League basically against Avengers.
Yeah.
So you Martian Manhunter. Would he take down Hawkeye, or would you say
everyone could take down Hawkeye?
Well, that's a joke, isn't it? Or Black Widow. I mean,
although saying that, I think he's going to be a key role in.
Well, he's
Endgame.
playing as Ronan, isn't he?
He's going to have to be. It would be so funny if he was the one who killed Thanos or something like that.
Oh, he's if he can bend metal and knives and that as he's thrown around. But it's you already think his kids have died, haven't you?
Oh yeah, his whole family's dead. Yes, and we're going to have a nice little flashback to it. Yeah. He's going to come home and they're just going to be. It's going to be the Spider-Man death, but with young kids. Yeah, it's going to be great.
Hi, Max.
Yeah, hi, Max. We'll look into it today. All right. Yeah. So, who was your favourite character in Umbrella Academy?
I actually think it was Seance.
Yeah.
Seance, the Irish. It just because it was spaced out of his head all the time, going around wearing dresses, and it wasn't until later on you found out why. You thought he's just a drug of waste. The way he's been raised, the fact that you didn't know that he could talk to the dead, did you?
No.
It wasn't the first couple of seasons. You saw that the other brother appearing, and you saw him there, but you didn't realise. You thought it was just someone in the car. You didn't think he was.
Well, it's good. He, like I say, he had a really, really good story arc.
Yeah.
And after he comes back from the past and he's sober because he's had those 8 months to be sober, and he wants to go straight back onto it, and you're like, no, you can do stuff now, because he gets kidnapped by Cha-Cha and Hazel.
Yeah.
And it's possibly one of the best.
Yeah,
when she's choking him, and he's like, "Is that? It is. Oh, this guy." Yeah. Oh, I'm so thirsty. So for me, it's a flip up between him and number 5, just because the kid just comes across as an adult. He's really, really good. And I can't wait for the next series. I just hope it continues. Yeah, this hasn't just been like lightning in a bottle, and it has to be as good, doesn't it?
Well, I mean, you've got Doom Patrol, which I've said
I will. I'll look into it.
It is very, very funny, and I think it's on a par. I really do. I really think it's on a par. Doom Patrol. Netflix do things really well. They do things really, really well,
and it's scaring people like Steven Spielberg.
And the DC world, the things I've enjoyed. I'm really enjoying Doom Patrol as well, but I think the Netflix seems more polished, bigger. There's more money was thrown at.
Well, it's not Netflix, is it? It is DC streaming.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But I'm talking about the original fact that the Netflix just seems more polished.
Yeah.
And
I see.
And they've had more experience in doing it.
Well, I suppose they've cut the teeth on the whole Marvel stuff, haven't they?
Yeah, and Bright as well. If you think of Bright as a movie, the first big movie they brought out, I mean, that was a blockbuster.
Yeah.
I mean, it was basically Alien. It was not Alien Nation. Was it Alien Nation?
Yeah.
The James Caan thing, remade sort of thing. But it was. I enjoyed it. I've watched it several times since.
Yeah.
It pops up occasionally on because it's on my films.
Yeah.
I mean, it's one of those films that you can watch again and again.
Yeah.
There's bits in it that you want to see. I mean, we talk about. I mean, we talked about that later last year. I found out that they have to make $550 million to break even. Did you hear that?
Really? No.
You know, we said last week.
It's not in China though, is it? Yeah.
It's not in China yet. It's made $270 million so far.
Really?
Yeah.
So they could do it then.
Yeah.
Well, just to break even though. That's not great though, is it?
No, but then you get your DVD sales and else as well.
DVD sales, but yeah.
But how many people do DVDs now?
Well, do you reckon they're going to go do a sequel then? I wouldn't mind a sequel,
well,
actually.
Got 2 sequels lined up. We've discussed this already.
Yeah.
Which is the one where they're fighting the guy from, which was on last night, Genesis.
Yeah.
And then it was the guy against Castle Van Dien.
Yeah.
When he gets to the top bit.
Yeah, there's so many ways they could go. There's different avenues, isn't there? So.
Did you know the biggest film this year so far in the world?
I'd probably say something like Lego Movie.
No, The Wandering Earth. Have you ever heard of it?
Oh.
It's a Chinese movie.
Oh, there you go.
655 million it took so far.
The Wandering Earth.
It's not even opened up in America.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Will it do well in America?
No, because they don't watch it because it's like a foreign language film.
Yeah, there you go. Oh, it's a science fiction movie.
Yeah. Well, the Earth's had to move out of orbit.
Nice.
But, I mean, some of those films are getting so great now. Sort of China. I like my Chinese and my Korean and everything else as well. I mean, if it's not got subtitles, I don't want to watch it. And now I've got earphones.
And read at the same time. Oh, well. Yeah. So that's the Umbrella Academy. I enjoyed it. And
can't wait for the next one.
Can't wait for the next one.
The problem is because they come out on block, I mean, it's like disco. I can't wait for Fridays just to watch Discovery. It's like Orville Thursday, Discovery Friday.
I'm with you behind
Walking Dead Monday. I haven't watched. I fell asleep because I was tired. I watch. We'll have to watch it again, but I've lost the beginning and the end of it. So I'm going to download it again to watch the whole thing. But I mean, that's Star Trek, and that's the old style Star Trek without the big flashy lights and everything else.
Yeah, there's a lot of lens flare, isn't there?
Yeah.
In this Discovery.
But Discovery, they got that from the original Star Trek. No, not original, but the J.J.
2009 Star Trek, yeah.
And that's how they made it seem more lifelike.
Yeah. Futuristic, clean, clear. Yeah. It's been a good one. I'm enjoying it.
Yeah, it obviously keeps working. It just keeps going.
Yeah.
I mean, where do they go next? I mean, if they've got to Talos 4 now, I mean, I'm not imagining who's going to be the captain next time now.
I've seen people complaining that they just seem to be, again, going down the same avenues as...
But Talos 4 was... we were told it was Enterprise that went there.
Yeah, it was, yeah.
So, how are they going to Talos 4 in the Discovery ship?
Well, Discovery is...
Well, number one, meet him there because she's got the ship fixed, because she's the one fixing the ship.
Maybe.
And that would explain it. And Disco is not being counted because I don't know if it's time travel, they might take it out of time altogether, or it might be that because it's hidden from records.
That could be it. Yeah, they could have it in a different time period.
Yeah.
Where so that they can't mention it because
it's been clear. It's just the records.
Oh,
but Section 31 ships.
Well, they could. Yeah.
They looked. Oof.
Is that this episode?
No, that's the previous one. You saw them. They done is the camouflaged, and they took the camouflage.
Oh, where they pulled it. Yeah, where it was half into
how it looked.
Yeah.
It looked just a huge engine with a smaller body.
Yeah.
Sort of
Yeah.
It looked more like a tug or something like that. Than they did built for speed.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. Star Wars is a western.
Yeah.
Star Trek is a sea movie.
Yeah, and they're doing it right again,
yeah.
Which I like. It's good. It's been a Star Trek episode, this, hasn't it?
That always is. I mean, I was watching Rogue One this morning. It was just purely for those earphones.
Just to see what it was like.
Yeah. Save the
That was a pointless character, I've got to say. He should have just left. He should have just got on the ship with them. There's no point for him to die.
I think he'd given up. He'd given up
given
because
up.
he's
all those reshoots.
Yeah. Well, I think he'd given up more because of just everything as a character. We looked. It wasn't much. He said himself, "There was not much of me left."
Yeah.
And he just, I can't take this anymore. And
yeah.
I mean, what he was doing, he was just sat there being, just going to send out people to get killed. He wasn't even going out fighting himself anymore, was he? So,
well, he couldn't, could he?
No.
Oh well, I think that's the part, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know what episode we're on?
27, you said.
Oh yeah, I did say it.
You said at the beginning.
I did, yeah.
It was only an hour and a half ago.
Yeah. Well,
I can't remember those that. I know my brain's going, but I can just about remember an hour and a half ago when the coffee's kicked in.
Yeah. Well, that's been another MAaD Movie Podcast.
We know what next week's about.
We do. It's going to be Captain Marvel next week.
Yeah.
I think we'll be early, won't we? Because it doesn't come out in America until, is it a week after?
Good, we'll spoil it for you.
You're going to spoil the crap out of it. You can follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and our new Twitter.
What is the Twitter feed?
Twitter feed. It is MAaD Movie Pod. And that's it. At MAaD Movie Pod. Oh my God.
Is it the real MAaD Movie Pod?
It is. It's the only one there. So it's MAaD Movie Pod. MAaD Movie Pod. I've cut out the other A because, Yeah, you can contact us. You can follow me on YouTube at The Ultimate Movie Geek, and you can email the show at MAaD Movie Podcast. Or, hang on, what is my email address? maadmoviepod@gmail.com. There you go.
Yeah,
oh, my
so
God.
professional.
It's getting worse, isn't it?
27 of these are still not doing it right.
No. It's rubbish, isn't it? You can also, if you use the hashtag MAaDMoviePod, we should be able to see any questions. If you want to get into the show.
Yeah.
Hashtag it, MAaD Movie Pod. There you go. I'm really good at this.
Yeah, it's professional. Well, I feel I should be saying it's a good night from him.
It is. And it's good night from P. Thanks for listening, and we will see you next week.
Next Friday, Saturday, because it's an early one.
I'll probably
wait till Sunday.
If I don't go in work on the Friday, I'll get it out on the Friday.
Yeah, well, I mean, work.
Yeah, but I'll probably.
Some of us have to work. Some of us are not like.
I have to work. But I only go in for 4 hours on a Friday because I do my hours, and we're not allowed to work anymore.
No overtime?
No, unfortunately not. Because if there was, that'd be great. Yeah, that's it. I hate finishing things. See you next week. Bye.